What it do, y'all? It's your girl Makeup and Travel, and for today's video I wanted to start off this week, which is collection week, with my base products. So this video we're going to be talking about decluttering and really streamlining to the main core collection that I need or want and to bring into the year 2022, and that's going to be foundations, concealers, and powders. Those are the only categories that I'm going to be touching on today. And yeah, if you're interested in seeing me declutter these categories, let's get to it. Alrighty guys, so today's video is going to be, of course, within my collection and declutter series. I'm really excited to start this series. I'm going to be slowly filming this ahead of time so that I can be ready to release this on my birthday week, because I would like to not have to do anything on my birthday week. So hopefully you guys are excited as I am. I really enjoy doing these to just kind of get rid of the things that I don't need and to really see the things that I really do need or really do want to keep in my collection. If you're wondering, because you pretty much will only see my nails in this part of this video, I am wearing the ILNP Dear Santa multi-chrome shimmery shade. Really pretty. I highly recommend their material. I highly recommend that shade, but also they just have some really bomb shades, and this one is insane. I'm sure you'll see throughout the video, hopefully, the different shifts that this one has. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is start showcasing all of the products that I have in each section. I actually also was being a super nerd, and I went back and looked at my videos from 2022, and I took notes on how many products I had in each category. And so I'm excited to see the difference, and I will of course tell you guys the difference when I finish decluttering each section. So first we're going to start off with any product that I would put on my face before foundation, so any form of priming product. Alrighty, so these are all the 3 priming products that I have in my collection right now. There is a 4th that is actually on its way to me, but you know, I don't have it now. It's actually the Milk Makeup Blur Primer. I have been lusting after that primer for quite some time after I already went through a sample, so I know I'm going to enjoy it, and it is going to bring something different. So this one I like to use if I want a full-on matte primer. This is really good to add some luminosity and a little bit of coverage, and sometimes I actually just use this more or less as a tinted moisturizer. And this is a beauty oil that I like to use just to add some nice shimmer and really dry. It's a really nice dry oil, so if you do have oily skin, I would not be too concerned about it feeling oily on your skin. It is a dry oil, but it just kind of adds some luminosity to the skin as well. So I'm really excited to have that gripping primer, and so once it comes, which it should be on its way, it's just been delayed because of the VIB sale, then I will be up to a grand total of 4 primers. Going into 2021, I had 5, and it was only this one and maybe this one that I came into the year with. So really happy that I got through all of those other previous primers and I just have these, and I think that I will be able to really have some enjoyment with these for some time. So these are my primers. Next are eyeshadow primers. So these are the only eyeshadow primers that I have in my collection as of to date. Like I said, I am pre-filming this, and this is the one that is currently in my project pan that I'm actually trying to finish up before the end of the year. It'll be interesting to see if I get there. I'm not 100% positive, but I'm excited to see if I can. And this is the MAC Paint Pot and Groundwork. I've gotten a really nice dent in this, and I cannot wait to hopefully be done with it, slash towards like the very beginning of 2022. I know I'll be done with this, and then that'll leave me with just these two primers. This is a glitter primer. I like to use this to really amplify any shimmers that I put on my lid, and then I like this one. It's just a really nice smoothing base. It does resemble the shade of my complexion, which is not a bad thing, but if you're trying to do like brighter toned makeup, it will kind of dim it down a little bit. So I do intend to eventually bring in a third primer that is in this consistency but has this shade. This is like a lighter shade for me than my complexion. So I just want to finish this up first though. So I will be going into 2022 with 3 primers, and I came in this year with 5 primers. So that's -2 on 2 different categories so far. So I'm doing a really good job. Next is brows, and I have 3 products that I use and are designed to be done in brows. So let's talk about these 3 products. The first product that I have is my Chrisanna Ann Cosmetics pomade. This is significantly shrunken in the actual packaging. I have no idea. This is hard as a rock. So I don't even think this is going to be usable anymore, and I honestly don't think the brand is a thing anymore. This was in the shade, or is in the shade medium brown, in case you're interested. But I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of this product. So that's the first thing I'm decluttering. Then I have 2 products. This is a brow wax from Revolution, and this is a brow kit from Wet n Wild. As you can see, 2 out of the 3 shades in this brow kit are done, and I only have that amount left, and this is pretty significant pan in this baby as well. I am going to actually go ahead and declutter this too. I don't want it. I don't need it. I hate that this is so crumbly, and I've gotten my $3.99 amount of use out of it. I've gotten use out of 2 of the 3 products. I really hate reaching for this product and then subsequently reaching in for another product. It's just really annoying. So I'm going to go ahead and chalk this up, and I actually am going to go ahead and keep this right now. Oh, I lied. I have one more product. Right now, I don't get a lot of use out of this, but I am sure I will in the future. And then this is my Uma Beauty Brow Gel. This is what I've kind of currently replaced my wax with, but I'm going to go ahead and keep these 2 products and get rid of these 2 products. So decluttering 2 products so far. You know, I'm really living on the edge here. And I came into 2021 with 4 brow products, and I am going to be going into 2022 with only 2. So that's exciting. And if you're wondering kind of, okay, so then how do you do your brows, because now you have no color products for it, I actually just use normal eyeshadows, at least for right now. We'll see. In the future, I'm sure I'll find a product that I really want to test out, but right now I don't really have one, so I don't really want to force it, if that makes any sense. Okay. Next, let's go with, what's next? Brow products. Let's go with foundation, because that's the next step that I usually use when putting on products. So let me move this out the way. All right, so in the past, I have shown declutters, and then I take things out of my declutter bin. I'm an actual clown, but I'm doing really good this year. So I'm not sure if this will be spoiling it or not, but long story short, I have recently finished my Dior Backstage in 6N. So this is technically being decluttered, but technically not at the same time. I finished it. It's an empty. I'm only keeping it so that I can show the update when I finish the project pan, but this is done. It's empty. This is currently the foundation that I am using every day when I sit down to film, and I've only used this, I want to say 3 times, and I have significantly hit a dent. I have a lot of content that I need to film for the month of December, and we are still in the month of November. I still have plenty of time. So I am thinking that I'm honestly not going to go into 2022 with this foundation. So that'll be super exciting. I usually take about 2 pumps to get this all over my face. Sometimes I'll go in for a 3rd pump. It just kind of depends on how saturated my sponge is that day. But overall, I really like the foundation. It's very, very matte, but it works for filming. So that's perfectly why I'm using it. And it's actually a really good shade match for me. But I do not think this brand does foundations anymore, let alone makeup periods. But either way, I do not think this is technically going to be in my collection. So we're going to pretend that this is not. I intend to go into 2022 with all of these babies. Not one of these is a summer shade, so that's going to be intriguing once we get to the summer, but that's okay. I love all of these formulas. I'm really excited to make some more dents. This is a full coverage. These 2 are like medium coverage. We got in dewy. This is like a satin. These are kind of satiny dewy. We have a medium coverage. I would say high medium, medium satin, and kind of medium too, do natural. So I have a nice variety here that I will be fine when I get rid of this. And I can't wait to just see how quickly I continue to get through my foundations. I'm really excited to try out some new ones. Don't get me wrong, I like these, but like these drugstore ones, I kind of, not to say I'm above them, but I'm low-key kind of above them. I'm ready to just get through these foundations. This one is not even opened. Maybe I should try and sell this. No, I'll keep it. I have it. It's not a big deal. And I don't think I have a sorority sister that is exact match for this, so I don't want to give them something that does not match them. But regardless, I think what I'm gonna do is kind of try and tackle these drugstore ones to get them out, and then once I hit 5 foundations, I am going to go after either the Natasha Denona foundation or the Pat McGrath foundation. But we're not talking about our wants, we're decluttering. Genius. So in 2022, I think I'm only going to go in with 2, 4, 6, 8 foundations, which I will be extremely happy about. That is the least amount of foundations I've had in a very, very long time. And I came into 2021 with 10 foundations, which sounds about right. I didn't really pan all that many foundations this year because I didn't wear that much makeup this year. So really, really excited to see the progress continue to go forward. Alrighty, next we're going to talk about concealers. So for concealers, I have those 2 in addition to a couple of new ones. So let's find them. Here's one. So I apologize. Apparently I was smart enough to get rid of the other concealer that I was going to purchase. But either way, I have these 2 concealers. I've been using this Better Skin very sparingly so that it actually works because it's quite light. Even for me liking a brightening concealer, this is also quite deep, as you can see. So what I actually am going to do is I'm going to keep this for the summer, and I'm going to try and use this as a foundation in the summer. I think it's possible, and that way I don't bring in something else in the summer. So those 2 I'm going to keep, and then this one is the Fenty Beauty concealer. I have already gotten a little bit of use out of it. I just tried it just to make sure, and this is in the shade Almond. I actually like this. I like it a lot. So these are my 3 concealers. The question is it worth it to keep this and keep forcing myself to use this concealer, or should I just get rid of it? I have been using it for like a year plus, but it would also be wasteful. I'm just going to keep using it because I have it. It's not a huge deal. I only have 3 concealers, and I'm sure leaving 2022, I'm going to have at least hopefully 1 concealer less. So I'm going to go into 2022 with these 3 concealers, and in 2021 I came in with 3 concealers as well. So different concealers. I didn't have this one, obviously. I had these 2 and I had something else that I've already finished. So it takes me about a year to finish a concealer, more or less. Not too bad. So yeah, really excited for these concealers and the usage, hopefully, that I will have in them. Okay, after concealer, I typically do bronzer, all that, but we're not talking about that stuff. So let's go to powder. So we're gonna start off with my pressed powders first, and then we will move into loose powders. Alrighty, so these are all of my pressed face powders, and they all have kind of a rhyme or reason for being in my collection. Obviously, I bought them, like, so that makes that sense. But like, there's a reason that I've kept them for as long as I have. I like skin tone powders. They really help when I over highlight, so I'm definitely going to keep these 2. I like this high glass. I just went through a huge phase where I was using it a lot. I haven't used it in quite some time, but I'm still going to keep it. I really like it. This one, I don't know. I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. I don't necessarily like the feel. It feels very chalky. It blended in nice though. I don't know. And then this one, I haven't used this in so long, and this looks ashy. You see how it's ashy on my hand? So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of, I think, am I gonna get rid of this? No, I'm gonna keep this. I don't think I'm gonna get rid of any of these. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and keep all of them. It's not that many, and I will be getting rid of at least one of my loose powders. I'm very excited to get rid of that, and so I will start using potentially this one then. So we'll see. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna keep these for now. I'm gonna put these in my maybe. These are gonna be maybe in the corner, but these 3 I'm definitely keeping. Loose powders, I don't have that many. I have 4, and let's discuss. So this is the Becca Pink Haze. This is the soft light blurring powder. I've been using this for pretty much a year, more or less, trying to get rid of her. It's not going anywhere, and I am over it. I'm just over it. The brand's not a thing anymore, and I was not a huge fan of it. I liked it. It brightened, but it's just doing a little too much brightness. So I'm gonna go ahead and chalk this up as an L and declutter and throw this away. I really like this cashew powder. This is going absolutely nowhere. I cannot wait to use this and hopefully get myself a full size or just a bigger size in general. This is, I'm sorry, the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Cashew shade. Really like this powder. And then these 2, I really like these powders too, which is why they have stayed in my collection for as long as they have. So these are all staying. These 3 are staying, okay? And I like this for my under eyes, and I even like this as under eye too. I don't need... Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to take the time to use these on my skin literally tomorrow, if not today, literally after I'm done all of my filming, just to see what they appear like on my skin. If I don't like what happens, then they're going to get decluttered and I'll put it on the screen. If I like them, then we'll go from there. 9 times out of 10, they're probably going to get decluttered. Alright, so I had to stop for a little bit because my battery died, but it worked out in the grand scheme of things because I tested these out really quickly. Obviously, I already have, well, not obviously, I do already have makeup on, so it didn't really fully set the products, but I was able to see if it really changed what I already have, and neither of these changed what I already had going on. So I actually am gonna go ahead and keep both of these pressed powders. So that's gonna bring my pressed powder total to 5 and my loose powder total to 3. And then if we're comparing it to where I started this year, I started this year with the grand total of 4 pressed powders and 5 loose powders. So definitely going in the right direction. I'm really happy with the pressed or loose powders that I have. The pressed I'm just keeping just because I already have them. None of those are really favorites, so I would like to whittle that down and then find some favorites. So we're almost done with this video, and now I want to talk about setting sprays. So these setting sprays have been with me for quite some time. I've been featuring just these 3 setting sprays for way too long. It's crazy. You never really think about how long it takes to get through a setting spray. This is currently in my project pan, and I'm aiming to actually finish her up by hopefully the end of this year, if not by Christmas, which is the technical end date. And I still have a ways to go. It's taking me a lot longer to get through this than I thought, so it'll be very interesting to see, but I'm hoping, and at the very beginning of 2022, I know I will be done with this. That said, I will have these 2 and a third one that is on its way to me, and that is the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip setting spray. But what I am going to do is work on these 2 first and kind of only use that one in the event that I'm wearing makeup outside of the house, and use these when I'm wearing makeup inside of the house. And then also like this to like foil settings or foil shades or whatever. So I'm hopeful that I will be going into 2022 with only 3 setting sprays, but as of right now, technically it is 4. And I came into 2021 with only 3 setting sprays. Now the last kind of weird section, honestly, I probably shouldn't put it here, but we're just gonna put it here because it's located, you know what, no. We will leave these for, yeah, we're gonna do it, whatever, we'll do it. So these are my 3 freckle products and adhesive, lash adhesive. So the 3 freckle products, I actually like all of them. They all have different strengths and weaknesses. Out of all of them, my favorite, if I remember correctly, is actually my Lottie London one. The Freck is the second, and then of course the Kimchi is last. But I do like them all, so I am going to keep them all and use them kind of until they're done. And if I'm still in the mood to kind of keep this trend up, then I will repurchase whichever one I want. Otherwise, there's no real reason for me to kind of get rid of it. It's just kind of use it up, really. And then the last one is this strip tease adhesive. The only reason I have this here is in the event that I want to adhere something weird like a jewel or something to my face, I'm gonna keep this. I do not wear fake lashes, period, the end. So yeah, that is my base product. So I'm getting to the end of my memory card, so I really need to wrap this up. But long story short, these are the only 3 things that I am decluttering, but everything else is stuff that I'm actually going to use and I'm actually excited to use. So it's nothing that I really needed to fluff out the excess. Honestly, a lot of that excess is going to be in my next categories of makeup. Hopefully I will still be kind of in this ruthless mood. If not, I could still be ending up keeping a lot of stuff, but I'm sure when I get to the actual move, I'm going to end up removing all that extra fluff. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stay tuned. Tomorrow there's going to be another declutter, and until the next time, bye bye.